Needless to say, I came across this debate on violence versus nonviolence in the 1968 debate where in Chicago, Illinois, when, segregation was going on and how our ghettos at that time looked like something out of a war zone. And for the most part, how those who started with us, white counterparts, those that was in the hood in Chicago, was privileged to move out and get houses in suburbs, and it was just this disconnect. So this is not to stir up violence where we are doing our get back, our revenge. This is not that, because the Most High God, Yahweh, is our revenger. He does the vengeance for us. Vengeance belongs to him. But what we want to do is talk about how being passive can cause us being overlooked and continue to be mocked as God's chosen people. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on your point of view. If you are more on figuratively the violent side, which is, you're done, you had enough, you're not going along, just to get along, or, the nonviolent approach, if, you guys just believe that, love is the answer, and, we can win our enemies over by a more softer approach and coupled with prayer. So no further ado.
My name is Reverend Mitchell, president of the North Star United Missionary Workers of America on the Chicago West Side. The Bible says, let every man be persuaded by his own opinion, but though let it be a good one. We realize and understand that there are problems amongst the Negro community more so than any other community. The aim of our organization is to sit down and study the problem and take the proper approach to try and solve the problem.
For those from out of town, sir, could we just quickly clarify what your committee does? Do you work in the same neighborhood that Mr. Meek lives in?
Yes,
the West Side?
West Side, national-wide. We own the entire state of Illinois.
Would you have a different program than, say, Mr. Meek does?
Well, our program is not hate.
It is not hate?
No, sir. Our program is to try to solve the problem with love.
When the minister responds, he isn't denying the conditions people are describing. He's trying to prevent what he believes could spiral into something worse. His argument isn't about submission. It's about restraint. He believes that anger, if left unchecked, will justify harsher policing, deeper repression, and more suffering in the very neighborhoods already under pressure. So when he says his program is not hate, what he's really saying is that he sees nonviolence as protection, not just morally, but strategically. He's betting that holding the line keeps the door open to change. Whether that bet was realistic is the question this moment forces.
This boy back here?
Yeah.
Well, that looks like the boy that was in the film, I believe.
Yes, I'm one of them. My name is Reginald Dobbs. I live at 3319 Maple, one of the ghettos areas that was pointed out in the film. I'd like to direct a question to Reverend Mitchell. Do you think that we will be satisfied with the jobs they are giving us?
Yes, son, I think so, simply because we are asking that you be trained on the job, and they start you off with a certain salary starting rates, and you would be promoted up to the maximum of the job.
No, I don't believe that. The white man is going to keep you where he got you. You're not going no higher than he wants you to go. And we ain't going to settle for nothing but all the way. And about this violence and non-violence, I'm for violence, because we have pleaded for the last 400 years.
Pause it right here, because if you just hear the word violence, it's easy to shut him out, but listen to where he's coming from. He's not talking theory. For him, nonviolence doesn't feel like strength. It feels like asking again after you've already been told no. So when he says he's for violence, it's not because he wants chaos. It's because he doesn't believe anything else is being taken seriously. That kind of thinking doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from growing up in it. And once someone gets there, telling them to be patient doesn't sound calm or wise. It sounds like you're not hearing them.
What would you say to a boy like that? Because this happens to be, coincidentally, the young man in the group that Mr. Meek said you did not speak for. How would you talk to a young boy like that?
Well, I would say I would definitely have to use the Bible, Mr. Duncan.
No, I don't want to hear that.
Well, this is my only way.
I ain't no Uncle Tom.
Well, salvation
You
is
can't
free, son.
brainwash me.
Jesus said, first ye seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all of these things will be added unto you.
Heaven is on earth. Mind you, brother.
Yeah. Let me see.
You have anything more? How about the other lab?
Where you gonna go when we start revolution? Whose side are you gonna be on? Are you still gonna be on your knees begging for us jobs?
I will, as Mr. Meek said, he wouldn't die standing on his feet rather than to die on his knees. I will die standing up for God, regardless of any circumstance.
Okay. Have God ever told you to let this white man rule you like he is?
Well, young man, you first must be born again. God is a
No, I
spirit.
ain't born again. I ain't got to be born again. See, I was born in a new generation. Your mother could have brainwashed you, but can't nobody brainwash me. I'm ready. It's gonna take young boys like us to win the revolution.
The white peoples realize today that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro. The great mass. May I finish? I'll wait it. Why, if you so militant and so intelligent, why don't you keep your mouth shut?
I'll tell you why, Reverend Mitchell, because I'm sick and tired of you standing up there on a television camera, a black man with a white heart and a white face. You're a black Anglo-Saxon, you're a disgrace to the race to stand up about a white man loving you. Ask Medgar Evers' wife. Ask the parents of the 3 civil rights workers in Mississippi. Ask Jimmy Lee Jackson's mother. Understand? Ask Grace Louise of 5 children who was shot in the head because he's riding with a black boy in the car. You stand there and talk like an unmitigated fool.
I thought you were more intelligent.
I'm intelligent enough that I don't want to listen to your dribble.
May I finish, young man question? Son, I'm sure that the great mass of the white people realizes that they was wrong for enslaving the Negro.
Let's get this lady back here.
My name is Jean Williams, and I'm a civil rights lawyer. What has kept Chicago from erupting has been the open suppression and Gestapo-like tactics that the Chicago policemen have initiated in the black neighborhoods. Wherever there are 5 or more Negroes congregated, they move in, they break up those groups. I know what I'm talking about. They break up those groups and they shuttle everybody off to jail. Now, sooner or later, there are going to be enough families deprived of their breadwinners and their loved ones that Chicago isn't going to be cool, regardless of how much praying Reverend Mitchell does.
We have a Chicago police official here, Chicago police commander, to respond to the charge about police repression in Chicago this summer. Is there an official of the Chicago Police Department who could answer that? You're not to give comments, sir. I see. Well, let him make his one statement. That's all right. Fine. Go ahead, son.
As I was going back to see, he pointed out for me I could go back when I want to. Go back to where? Huh?
Because you weren't free. You can go any place you like.
Go anywhere
Sir,
you
could
want.
you stand up? We can't hear you. Could you stand up over there by the microphone?
You mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? Do you mean to Africa? We are not Africans no more. You have raped our great-grandmothers and stuff and changed us.
Excuse me.
We are not, okay, let me finish. And gave us a name as a Negro. I am not a Negro. A Negro is a person with a slave at the man. I just want to tell you that. And don't say nothing else to me.
Sir, did you want to say something, miss? Okay, this lady back here, please.
I would like to direct one of my
Your name,
questions.
please,
Mrs. Fiedler of the East Avondale Community Council, a branch of LSNA. Mr. Meek, I recognized much of your film. Is this the 3100 block of Maple?
33 and 32.
Fine. 32 was where I was raised. Looks quite familiar as it did when I lived there. Marshall School still looks the same also. And there was more than 75% colored when I went there. You know, we got along great. All of us got along together very well. I recall very few colored and whites fighting. We were friends. When there was any arguments or fights, as there usually is, as you call it, the ghetto, we seemed to stick together. The colored stuck up for the white, and the white stuck up for the colored.
Well, they couldn't have a mind like I have. They'd have to be all the time.
Well, what is your point,
No,
ma'am? Do you feel that the...
I arose
Yes.
from this neighborhood. I lived in the slums. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, nobody helped me get where I'm at. I scrub floors. I scrub floors. It doesn't make any difference. The friends that I graduated with have jobs and homes just as I have now. And they were colored. And they had a chance. They sat right next to me in class. The teacher listened to them just like she listened to me. And it was that same house that you showed me on that film. So then, I am as the same as these boys here. Because I seen little white kids as well as colored kids together digging out of garbage cans. Not separately. Together,
I don't understand what you're talking
we
about.
walked Madison Street. We tripped over probably the same drunks in front of Rothschilds that are still there now. So what about me? Am I a poor white person? God help me, give me mercy. I want white power then.
I'm sure you do, and you should have it, baby.
What
You
about
got it.
Broadway? What about North Street? What about Wilson Avenue?
Well, you want to let me address
where
myself,
the
too?
ignorant white people are.
What about them?
We
They
have
got
a
their own
problem,
problems,
too.
lady, and I think that the white
Okay.
people should have white power. I'm talking about black. You see, talking to you is an exercise in futility. Let's get this clear. I'm not talking about white people. Man, you solve your problems. You use force or violence, whatever necessary solve it,
No,
and I
you
don't
don't.
blame you. And if I had the thing you had, I wouldn't want to give it up either.
Do we come and march and you say, look at our poor people, look at our hungry
No,
babies?
you don't have to come because we can't solve your problem. You have to
right.
solve your own, and we want to solve our own.
By
Understand?
violence?
Who said anything about violence? Everybody here is talking about violence, but
He
Russ
said
me.
he believes in violence. I wanna
Doesn't he
know
have a right
why.
to? They're going to take him in a few years and teach him to kill with the best weapons
They
available.
taught my brother to kill too.
Okay, so let's
And
ask the
make
United
it
States
dead.
government about violence, baby. They live on it. They thrive on it.
Well,
They're enmeshed in it.
fighting for America.
This is the most violent society in the world that you run, baby.
Why is it
You
so
hung
many
black men
Americans?
up by their heads and cut their bodies to pieces. You burn women
you
to
see
death.
him?
Yes, I got the pictures on my wall. I was tied to a tree by the Klan and had a knife run through my body.
You never seen white people
See.
killed though.
White people, I'm not worried about
Fifth
them.
Avenue and Kedzie and I watched them die in front of me
That's tough.
as a kid.
That's tough. That's tough, but we're talking about black power, black society,
That's all we hear.
divorce
So
from
you
white
wanna hear
society.
somebody else's
You were
side.
here at a town meeting. Well, go home if you don't want to hear, baby. Go home.
wanna hear
Because we
that.
don't
Go
need
home.
you.
You don't want to hear us, then you go.
No.
I'll let the lady speak, because Mr. Meek is a little louder in his voice. I think this is a very interesting point, and it's an amazing coincidence that you did live in that immediate area, because we had no idea that was going to be
Exactly. That street,
do you
that
still live
block.
in the area?
No, I don't.
And your
It looked just like that when I did, though.
Sure.
And Beidler School. Do you know Beidler School there,
Yeah, I
Mr.
know
Meek?
Beidler. You
could move
Do you know
wherever
the
you
old
want.
school?
Yeah, I
The
know
old one with the wooden floors?
Yeah.
I walked on them. There's a new school
you want a
there now,
medal?
isn't there?
You want a medal
I
something,
didn't get no
baby?
new schools, but
You
I'm
want a
not
medal?
complaining.
Give it to CMH.
Let's let her
She's for a white person.
Hold it, Mr. Meek.
You're the one that's crying the loudest.
Who's
I'm
crying,
trying
baby?
to
I'm
be
not
with you.
crying.
I'm
Do
trying
you know
to
the
be.
difference between defiance and a cry? You're talking to a black man, baby. I don't cry to white
I
folks.
talk to 'em all
I'm
my
talking to my
life.
people, not even to
I
you.
talk to them all
Hold
my
it, Mr.
life.
Meek.
So you're singing the
Hold it,
blues.
But
please,
you're
hold it.
blaming us. We got a right to
Blaming
stand
you?
up and defend ourselves.
Defend yourself. I glory in your spunk,
Now,
baby.
hold it, Mr. Meek.
But wipe the blood off your hands
Hold
before
it.
you
There ain't
slam.
no
Hold it.
blood on mine.
All right, ma'am.
You got the pictures. I haven't.
All right, hold it,
Yeah,
folks.
well,
No,
conscience
I'm
is
not
bothering
guilty
you.
of
Ma'am,
nothing.
I'd like to let you say this very succinctly.
Are
You're-
we wrong because we're white? Are we
Yeah,
wrong?
yeah.
Well, then maybe the shoe's on the other foot now.
Well, your men seem to like our women so much we get a little confused.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
All right, we're going.
Yeah.
I will in a second, but I just want to clarify this. Your point simply is this, ma'am. You believe that when you lived in the neighborhood where Mr. Meek
Yes.
does, there were 75% Negro then, and you say that the friends that you went to school with, as well as yourself, worked their way out of the ghetto.
That's right.
And you believe that anybody can do it if they want to?
That's right. That's ridiculous.
Let's let this gentleman back here. Here's a. Let's.
Mrs. Williams, Miss Williams,
All right,
I
we
think
have one
white
man
people
here.
have to talk to white people and tell them why they're wrong.
Here's a white
I
man.
think,
Let's let him
like,
say this
white
one.
people have to tell some ignorant white people that they should start listening to Russell Meek and Gene Williams and Dick Gregory and Bob Lucas. And I'd like to ask this woman if she honestly believes there isn't segregation in Chicago, and if she's been to the schools. I teach in the West Side. My name's Richard Kelly. I teach in Upper Grade Center in the West Side. And I next year, conditions are worse than last year. I have 39 in the class where I had 35. We have a white principal, white assistant principal. The Negroes that teach our school are afraid to open their mouth because they're afraid that they're going to lose their job, their times. There's a lot of segregation, not only in house. You can go in the different neighborhoods. Ma'am, I don't see how you can sit here and dare to talk to Russ Meek and say there isn't segregation in Chicago.
The whole thing comes
Could you
down...
identify yourself, please?
Elmer Lazar, Chicago, Illinois. The whole
Are
thing...
you with an association, an
No,
organization?
no, just individual.
All right, go ahead.
The whole thing here comes down to education, rather lack of education. Now, to prove this to you, I was an employment manager of a firm that employed dozens of Negroes 5, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And we were looking for a truck driver several times, not just once, dozens of times. We used to interview colored fellows that come in, you know, from 18 to 30, any age. And out of 25 colored fellows that came in to apply for the job, only 3 or 4 could talk, could read and write English. 3 or 4. Now, these were newly come Southerners from the South, see. And only out of the 25 fellows that we interviewed, only 3 or 4 could read and write. Back in 1950, 1952, 53, 54, 55.
So your point is?
What can you do with the people that they sent from the South that can't read and write? What can you do with people that have no education? Now, well, we have to educate. The South should not be allowed to send these colored people up here. Rather, they should educate them. They should educate them, see? That's the point.
How about this gentleman in the front row? Would you identify yourself, sir?
I'm Reverend Emmett G. Davis, the Executive Director of the North Suburban Organization for Fair Housing. There are a couple of points that I want to speak to, particularly to get back to originally the way we started out.
Yes.
We're caught now in this trap between whether we're going to follow Dr. Martin Luther King with a nonviolent approach or whether we're going to follow my friend Russ Meeks here with a violent approach. We're at a loss to know what to do. We tried Dr. King. We're afraid to try Meeks.
Are you afraid to try
Meeks?
You're afraid to try Meeks?
Some of the people on the North Shore are afraid. They've gotten a little sophistication because they've been able to move to the North Shore.
Are these Negroes you're talking about?
Negroes, yes.
Middle-class Negroes.
They've been calling the police department in Evanston, hoping there's not going to be a riot in Evanston. They are afraid, too. Now, how do you reach these kind of people?
Well, you feel
I wish Mr. Meeks could tell us this.
The middle-class Negroes...
The middle-class Negroes who have become complacent, who fear the revolutionary lower to lower economic class Negroes.
Well, Mr. Meek, you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I'd like to respond because I think that you sound like a reverend. Thank goodness there's some people like you left.
Thank you.
I might even come to your church one day and see what you have to say. Man, what a breath of fresh air. I want to say this because, see, first of all, there's a mistaken notion. The Watts study, which they just brought out, proved that the middle class black man is much more violent than the so-called lower strata.
Well, that differs from what he was saying.
Well, you see, when you talk about people in North Shore, see, here's the point, which, I'm talking to black folk now, you know, that no matter what happens, the dialectics of the situation are going to make you either get off the fence or crawl in a hole in the ground. It is the ability to take your own resources and develop a culture, a society, a community of our own, the way we want it, free from white interference. And we give you the same privilege. We're not interested in interracial housing. We don't want your neighborhood. We want ours to be just as good, see? We don't want a store in your neighborhood. We don't want you coming in our neighborhood and open up stores and exploiting us and then go home and throw a bomb if we move next door out in the suburbs. We don't want your schools, but we want our schools to be the highest and the best possible for our black progeny. See, what people don't understand, we are saying, and we're not asking. You see, the die is cast, as I said. We're not asking, we're saying this is the way it's going to be.
Well, Mr. Meek, why do you feel, as an example, just to zero in on this, why do you personally feel that Martin Luther King's way is not the way to work?
Well, it's very simple to me, because it hasn't worked.
He's talking about new techniques, tying up the city.
You don't tie up no city. You don't tie up a city. There's no such thing as massive civil disobedience. There's two things. There's you either have a revolution, because the moment he tries that, the police force with the live bullets from every day talk about going to open up on him, and what's he going to do about the black folks laying out there in the street with blood running out of their bodies? You think that then he's going to lose control, then he's going to run and call the president and say, send the troops in. You see?
Let me ask you a question. What if every Negro employee of the CTA picked one day in September to get sick? Wouldn't that tie up the city?
No, they'd get fired, they'd put white folks in their place.
From the Catholic Interracial Council. I'm also a Democrat, and about 1,000 years ago, there was a Greek philosopher who said that those who do injustice are more harmed than those who receive injustice. And anybody who marched into those white neighborhoods last fall would know from the looks of the hatred and the fear on the white people's faces that they have been more harmed by the way they have treated the Negro race than the Negroes, as badly as they have been harmed, have been treated. And I think that the white race in this country needs this revolution even more than the Negro race needs it.
Well, go right ahead, ma'am, yes.
My name is Mrs. Elmer Lazar, and my husband and I are 100% for the Negro. I want to state that. In fact, when people say, would you like to have a Negro live next door to you, I said he has a perfect right to.
Do you have a Negro next door to you?
No, not yet, but I mean, I would really not mind it. However, and I am for the Negro, I want to see him get ahead, but now in regard to what this gentleman said, where is this Negro going to purchase his needs, get his needs? All right, fine. And I want to address another remark to Mr. Meek. Many of my friends have been for the Negro, but ever since this violence started, they have turned against him. How do you go about not alienating the white man who has been for you
We don't
through
care.
violence?
We don't care. For 400 years, they have murdered, burned, raped, castrated, and tortured. I give less than a hootenanny what any white person thinks about this black man is.
Well, but don't you want us to be with
I
you?
don't want you to do anything but leave us alone.
We don't need you.
But I mean moral support. I don't mean do anything for you, but
Work in your own neighborhood with the white people. They need the morality. We don't.
Stood up for the Negro, and now they say, well, now when they resort to violence, we are not for you. But
Work in your own neighborhood with the white people. They need the morality. We don't.
Stood up for the Negro, and now they say, well, now when they resort to violence, we are not
resorts
with
to
them.
violence?
Well, I mean in some of these riot areas.
Well, riot areas. You talk about we resort to violence when I talked to a reporter from Newsweek who told of National Guardsmen shooting down people in the back. Understand? As they're walking down the street minding their business, shooting in caliber machine guns.
Yes,
now, wait a minute,
we
listen.
understand,
You said
yes.
about violence. Yeah, I get sick in my stomach when I hear a white person talk about violence. You're the most violent people in the world.
I believe
You're
that.
born on it, you
I
live on
believe
it, you're
yes,
sick with
I believe
it. You're saturated with it.
But
We have been the most peaceable, law-abiding fools the world has ever seen.
Well, perhaps our media of communication is misinterpreted then.
Of course it is. We don't want you to love us. We don't love you.
Then we are not being represented. You are not being represented properly through the press.
The heck with the press.
Right here and now, the tragedy...
Nobody loves a rap press, baby. Believe it. But they won't report it truthfully.
Well, perhaps that's it.
Press.
Right here and now, the tragedy...
Nobody loves a rap press, baby. Believe it. But they won't report it truthfully.
Well, perhaps that's it. There
They
is
won't
no
show that
report
all the
of
black
truth.
folks shot were shot above the shoulders.
Well, Mr. Meek, here is a lady who is obviously a liberal and wants to help you.
I
And
never
this
heard of a
is-
liberal.
Do you call yourself a liberal?
Yes, I do, yes.
This is a dilemma
I
that
mean,
a lot
I'm
of
the
people
kind
have.
feeling toward all people, the Negroes, everybody.
But the
I mean, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
She's paternalistic.
And there's no white liberals, there are only black leaders.
You know, show me, we want some white John Browns.
That's
Well,
all the white John Browns stand up in here. All the white John Browns, they're going to die with us. All the white John Browns are now standing up. That's good.
There are many people who, when they look at a Negro, look at him with disdain and disgust.
We don't care.
We don't care.
When our babies die, as Mr. Lucas just talked about black babies starving to death, and you talk about looking at us with disdain and disgust while you barbarian murderers? How can you have sit and talk with them?
This is not all like that.
Well, that's your problem. I'm not going to go around with a meter asking you what kind of white person you are.
There How about this lady here?
Person in this room that is an American, not one person. We all have ancestors from all over the world. We have come here. This is the greatest country in the world. It is.
For who?
It is for
Yeah, for
every
who?
single person that's in it. Every college student.
Tell 'em, baby.
You think you've been mistreated? Look how the Indians were mistreated
greatest
that were
country in the
here in
world.
the beginning.
Part Indian This is lady. the country of
We're all part of each other. And as we become true Americans, this is true America. We will all be one.
The problem here, you see, we're all off on a tangent. The problem here is not who loves who and who hates who. That is irrelevant. Lady, with all due respect to you, if your daughter wanted to marry a gorilla, that's her business. That's
And
not
you
the
may
problem.
marry a white man in the next few months. You
No,
don't know who
I've
you're
been
going to fall in love with.
no, I've been
God
integrated.
controls
I've been
this.
integrated all I need to be integrated. I've got
You don't
these freckles
know.
and these
No
red
one
hair
knows
as a
what's
result
gonna
of the rape that took place on my great grandmother in Mississippi.
Yes,
I don't want any more
60,
integration.
These young boys.
Hey,
No, they don't care what
I don't need it. I
Years
don't need
ago,
it.
they
The
are
next
only
man I
interested in
marry
what
will be
happens
black
now.
so I can bring some
They
little
go
black
to
babies
school
in the
with
world.
Negro
No, lady,
girls,
sit down.
and
I
they
want
will
that.
bring not black
I
children
don't
into
want a
the world,
white man
but
to
true
rape me.
Americans. He's not going to rape you. He's going to marry you. You are going to be his honored wife. This is America.
That's a problem with white America today.
We are
Sex is on your
Italian.
mind.
We
Not
are
Sex is
We are
what what is destroying white America,
No,
lady.
that's what you
You have
about.
talked since you
No,
come on
you
this
must do it
program
according to
about
your
your
law.
lovely
Wait a
daughter
minute,
marrying
wait a
this
minute,
other man.
wait a minute.
Sex is not the problem. Economics,
This is
politics,
This
culture.
is what made America. They came from
Lady,
every
I
nation.
don't
One at a
want
time, folks, please. Just finish
Hey.
yourself up. What would you like to say? Go
The
ahead.
Salvation Army has met votes of every immigrant, every country of the world. They have given them money to start out here in this country to help themselves become better, because this is a free country.
All right, fine. Now, what would you say to that? You wanted to respond?
I just
Finish up.
want
Sum up,
to
please.
respond
Go ahead.
and say this, that integration isn't the problem. The problem is how the Negro can become a man.
Right.
So long the black man has been emasculated. Now he wants to become a man, just as you. The black woman wants to be a woman on her own 2 feet, not because she's sexually attracted to a white man. Now what Cora has said, and what I want, and I think what all black people want, is to have the equality that the Constitution says all men.
You should get life insurance because you never know. My dad has never been in better shape. Lost weight, exercising every day.
Have.
Gentleman in the back row.
People want is to have the equality that the Constitution says all men have.
Gentleman in the back row.
My name is Russell Davis. I'm a student of political science. This afternoon, Mr. Meeks has said that he's not afraid of alienating white America. The young lady from Winnetka has stated that she saw during the marches which she participated in people who were full of fear and hatred. Mr. Lucas has said that the American Negro is either going to be free or he's going to be dead. My question is this: if the violence continues, aren't you, Mr. Meeks, and you, Mr. Lucas, afraid that it's going to be the second alternative?
Can I answer that?
Mr. Meeks, quickly.
Yeah, let me answer this gentleman. You know, it's very hard to say what you want to say when, after you've said it, somebody gets some answer like you haven't been talking. But you know what, young white fellow? I got a son in the 101st Airborne that you're going to kill, probably, because he's going to Vietnam. I got a nephew just came back from Korea that was wounded 3 times. The first thing happened, he went home, but a cop beat the hell out of him with a pistol butt. Now, you get this straight. You can kill all the black folks you want to, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. You think you're so indestructible. You think you're so great because you got all these weapons. I remember Mao Zedong once said he wondered where he'd get his weapons from, and then we armed Chiang Kai-shek, and he said, "Thank you, Jesus." You see? So don't misunderstand us, baby. We're dead serious. This country was founded on revolution. Those little settlers out there in the northeast section of this country had some muskets and some sticks and some stones. And they whipped the mighty professional British Army, baby. And 5,000 of them were black, and one black woman disguised herself as a man and fought with you all. And we don't have our freedom yet. We fought in every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now the war is going to be here because we're going to be free. Now you kill all you want to, but we kill too. And we don't frighten. We don't frighten at all.
This young lady back here, identify yourself, please.
This is why the civil rights movement wasn't simple. It wasn't peaceful saints versus angry radicals. It was people trying to survive the same fire, arguing about the least deadly way out. So I'm not asking who was right. I'm asking something harder. When violence is already part of daily life, is nonviolence strength or sacrifice? Let's start a conversation. Leave your point of view in the comments.